Chapter takes us on a surreal journey through Elbaf, challenging the Straw Hats with strange encounters, divine animals, and the elusive sun god. We'll explore the chapter's complex narrative and as well draw connections with Norse mythology and examine how Oda masterfully weaves these elements into the world of One Piece. We will also discuss possible connections to Big Mom, delve into Usopp's astute deduction, and speculate on Oda's tribute to Dame Maggie Smith from Harry Potter. Buckle up as we dive deep into the latest adventure. The chapter opens up with a beautiful color spread showcasing the Straw Hats crew dressed up as wizards, flying on broomsticks alongside the majestic blue dragon. This imagery is reminiscent of the magical world of Harry Potter, and some believe it is a subtle homage to Dame Maggie Smith. The crew's outfits and the fantastic themes hint at the surreal and mystical elements they will encounter throughout the chapter. The title of the chapter is RPG, which may imply the Straw Hats are players in an unknown game, fitting perfectly with the illusionary world they find themselves in. The story kicks off with Sanji holding Nami in his arms as they leap from Big Stein Castle. They land in a city that appears to be entirely made of Lego-like blocks, dominated by the enormous Yggdrasil tree at its center. The setting feels whimsical yet unsettling, like a fantastical prison, and Sanji remarks on the fragility of the land, which feels as though it could collapse at any moment. This detail reinforces the scene that they are trapped in a fabricated reality. As the crew regroups, Zoro recounts how he woke up on the other side of town and followed the commotion that led him to Luffy's defeat of the giant rabbit, the ear god. Interestingly, this moment echoes the Straw Hats' prior experience on the island, hinting at the cyclical nature of the events happening around them. Luffy scolds Usopp for not being able to handle the giant lion cat, emphasizing that he should be stronger. Now, Luffy's words show his faith in Usopp's potential, signaling the start of Usopp's personal arc. However, Usopp nervously explains that he woke up in a panic, swallowed by the cat. Usopp's fear contrasts with Luffy's confidence, setting the stage for his journey towards becoming the brave warrior he dreams of. While they walk through the city, Usopp makes a keen observation. The kingdom doesn't seem like the grand Elbaf he envisioned. This discrepancy suggests that they might not be in the real Elbaf, but rather a fabricated version. His deduction foreshadows the illusionary nature of the world and the manipulation by the sun god. Meanwhile, Sanji uses his sense of smell to reveal that Robin isn't with the crew, further foreshadowing his radar abilities. Nami's navigation skills also comes into play as she notices that there's no wind in this strange land, adding another layer of mystery to their situation. When Nami questions Sanji's abilities, asking if he's a hound, it subtly connects to his dog-like tendencies, a recurring theme Oda has sprinkled throughout the series, including Sanji's interaction with Stussy back on Egghead Island. The crew hears a voice crying out for help and discovers Chopper trapped atop a giant table, restrained by a collar. This sight is a stark reminder of their predicament and their toys in a giant playground or playroom. Now, Zoro quickly frees Chopper, who rushes to Nami's comfort. In a humorous twist, Nami slyly adds that Chopper now owes her, injecting a moment of levity amidst the tension, making everything cool and nice for everybody. Zoro and Usopp examine their surroundings, finding fabrics, thread, and other sewing supplies scattered across the giant table. Usopp notes that the sun god must be incredibly skilled to create such intricate doll-sized clothing, and he admires the craftsmanship. Luffy picks up a Lego block, reinforcing the idea that the entire kingdom is constructed from synthetic material. Sanji recalls that overwhelming smell when they roasted the ear god, suggesting it was the scent of synthetic resin that was burning. This revelation hints at a devil fruit power or some other supernatural power shaping Blockland. As the crew deliberate their next move, the crew spots a bearded man riding a giant grasshopper approaching. His appearance, clad in a helmet reminiscent of Roman soldiers and dressed in an outfit similar to the Straw Hats, is both eccentric and foreboding. He introduces the area as the land of the gods, ruled by divine creatures like the ear god, the spike god, the giant hedgehog, and Ishkat, a giant cat. Now, this bearded man mentions the recent incident of the ear god being burned to death. And Luffy instinctively starts to apologize, saying, "My bad," to prevent him from revealing their involvement. The scene captures classic One Piece humor, with the crew trying to avoid suspicion, and the man permits them to gather rations in the town, but warns them to stay away from the castle's opposite side, where the sun god's temple lies. Naturally, Luffy's adventure spirit is piqued, and he becomes fixated on exploring the Forbidden Temple. Nami and the others try to dissuade him, shouting in panic as he runs off. Zoro, also intrigued by the idea of fighting rabbit guardians, follows suit, much to Sanji's frustration. This dynamic captures the trio's personality perfectly. Luffy's thrill-seeking nature, Zoro's eagerness for battle, and Sanji's exasperation at their recklessness. As they journey towards the shrine, the crew encounters illusions and endless paths until Luffy crashes into an invisible wall. The sky shatters, and I mean the sky, basically the mirror, right? The mirror shatters, revealing a massive mirror and exposing the entire kingdom as part of a diorama encased in a giant room. The diorama, a meticulously crafted world inside a glass-covered cage, suggests that they are a part of a toy-like reality controlled by an unseen giant. Nami's shock at the realization that they are inside a giant's room heightens the suspense. The crew notices the presence of other doll-like clothes scattered around, prompting Usopp to appreciate the sun god's delicate work. This observation adds an eerie layer to the story, suggesting the Straw Hats are just the latest addition to the sun god's collection. Luffy, now fully aware of the illusion, declares their escape plan, showing his resolve to break free of this artificial world. Suddenly, two new giant creatures appear. Human Gunder, a colossal snake, and Mugen, a raven with a skull on its head. Both creatures are direct references to Norse mythology, deepening the connection between the current events and Norse lore. However, an interesting deviation is the presence of rats amongst the Guardians. Their inclusion raises questions about whether they also have ties to Norse mythology or serve a different symbolic purpose in this mysterious land. The sun god finally makes an appearance, walking down the corridor towards the room. This towering figure, cloaked in black with a deer skull helmet, bears an uncanny resemblance to Alias Ainsworth from the ancient Mago's Bride. Carrying a staff and a shield marked with a sun symbol, the sun god appears to be a trickster deity, akin to Loki, shrouded in mystery, right? This room is full of significance, and as of right now, we have no idea what the significance is, right? Its full significance remains elusive. Luffy activates Gear 5, embracing the chaos as he battles the Guardians, laughing maniacally amidst the flames engulfing the room. The sun god looks on in shock at the destruction of his sanctuary, and Luffy defeats the giant snake with the decisive Gomu Gomu no Dawn pistol, while Zoro takes down the raven. The crew then mounts Iscat, a shape-shifting cat, with Nami revealing a map that plots their escape route. As they ride Iscat through the diorama, townspeople stare in shock as their sun god becomes enraged. Luffy leads the charge to break through another mirror, seeking to escape the constructed reality. However, the chapter leaves us with more questions than answers about the sun god's true identity. Is he a reimagined Loki? Could he be connected to the Norse dwarves or elves like Dvalin, Alvis, and Losvar? Before we wrap up, we must address the peculiar connection between the sun god and Big Mom. Big Mom collects unique creatures in her book, while the sun god uses humans as toys in his diorama. Could their hobbies be rooted in an Elbaf tradition? Did Big Mom meet this sun god when she was young, right? On Elbaf? We'll explore these tantalizing theories in detail in an upcoming video. One Piece chapter 1128 blends action, mystery, and mythological references, hinting at a grander story unfolding in Elbaf. With no break next week, the excitement is building, right? This chapter's events set the stage for an epic saga, and we cannot wait to see what comes next for the Straw Hats. If you enjoy the content, kindly give me a like, comment, let me know what you think, and subscribe. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Love.